See how smooth and clean that was.
Smooth and clean like my douche water.
I don't believe it. It was mud water. I'm sure.
It wasn't mud water. Y'all, it's a complete renaissance. That's our first Beyonce pun for the for this.
Not even the right era.
Not even the right era, but honestly, the better era. There, I said it. Anyone can unsubscribe. I don't care.
The album just came out.
Yeah, and it's I understand what it's trying to do. It's not my personal favorite. I don't feel inclined to listen to it.
Oh, I've really been listening to it nonstop since it came out on repeat.
And listen, I prefer,
okay, so shut up.
Anyway,
you're a loser.
So, yeah,
wait, I want to name my favorite.
Who's been having sex this week? Not you. So
by choice. No, so my favorite's off the album. My favorite's off the album. We love the opener, American Requiem. I'm obsessed with Protector. I love that one. It's so beautiful and so sweet. Bodyguard, co-written. Protector and Bodyguard, written by former Pioneer of the Week, Ryan Beatty. So that's my man. I knew I loved him.
I like Spaghetti.
You don't get to talk on it because you just shat on it.
But I said what I liked too. Don't silence brown voices, bitch.
You were silencing Beyonce's voice.
No, I wasn't. I was saying that I loved her previous voice.
Yeah, but you're silencing her current voice.
I'm Pioneer Peru.
I'm Trailblazer Nick.
And this is Pioneers and Trailblazers. And Mercury is in full retrograde. And we were recording this. We were talking before. It is my birthday week. Yes, that is week.
Nope, your birthday passed.
Bitch, it's still going. And it's Aries season. And we are going to find this episode at some point, I am sure. Because both of us are charged with energy today.
Yeah, I really am. I woke up this morning. Well, because I was woken up this morning by the earthquake.
Oh my God, y'all!
For those listening, it is. This comes out Monday, but on Friday,
we are safe.
We are safe. We're marked as safe from the earthquake, 4.7, 4.8 magnitude.
It was just a fucking the train going next to your fucking apartment.
No, it was different for me. I think maybe because in Brooklyn, maybe it was a little bit stronger.
Because you've never experienced an earthquake.
Well, yeah, that too.
Yeah.
But also, I was in bed, and I was, like, half asleep, and all of a sudden, I'm like, why is my bed moving? And then I was like, huh? And, like, my bed was literally, like, shaking, and it was, like, really noticeable. And at first, I was like, I told this to Peru, did my neighbors get, like, an in-unit washer dryer, and I didn't know about it all of a sudden? Because, like, girl, like, this whole, because, like, you have in-unit washer and dryer, and the one time you were doing laundry when I got here, I was like, the floor's shaking.
No, it was, you thought my leg was shaking, and you were trying to be shady as fuck after we were recording. We're like, were you shaking your leg? And I was like, no, the laundry was... Anyway,
it was like that, but a little bit stronger, but much stronger, honestly, because my whole bed was shaking. And then I got out of bed to go piss, and my roommate was like, did you feel that? And I was like, yeah, girl, what was that? And she was like, literally everyone in my group chat from work is going, it's an earthquake. And I was like, oh, I literally just thought, she's like, the earth is moving. The earth is moving, mama.
The earth is quaking.
And then I saw a tweet today that was like a screenshot of like an article that was saying that like the fault lines under New York are less active, but every once in a while they'll, like, it's from like, I can't remember what it said, but it was like from like long time ago, like we're talking like decades, maybe even centuries, or whatever.
But I thought you meant longer than that. You're like, oh, like the 90s, the 80s.
Right. No, but like whatever, it's been less active, but like every once in a while, it will release stress. And then someone had quoted that saying, the body keeps the score. And I thought that was like the funniest thing that I'd seen.
Well, the funniest thing I did about the earthquake was, first of all, repost content that I had previously created a year and a half or 2 years ago about my time experiencing an earthquake. If you want to go see it at Hey Peru on Instagram, it's called My Earthquake B-Day Story, and it's when I experienced in Peru, where I'm from, famously, an 8.4 earthquake, so twice as strong as this one, which, by the way, the numbers are not just like, okay, you think twice as strong, right? The numbers, like, by the ones, it's a big difference, you know?
Oh, I believe.
Like, Haiti and such.
Taiwan just got hit with a 7 point whatever.
Which was less. So,
but did you see all the destruction?
Yeah, can you imagine my fucking city of Arequipa, Peru, girl? That story is wild, and it's so funny because my mom was out doing errands in the city, and she saw like the top of the cathedral literally fall, and then my dad was famously playing soccer with his friends, so all of his friends did not feel the fucking earthquake.
Wait, how long did that happen?
This is some time ago. And
Townspeople, Google it.
Google. Whoever wants to research the freaking like earthquake in Arequipa, Peru, feel free to do so.
How old were you when that happened?
I was dancing and I had lambs and I was a person who remembers things, and I was around, and anyway, that's what happened.
It happened in 1979.
But it is crazy. Like, I remember when we evacuated, because I was at home with my sisters, and we evacuated, and we famously did have a 3-story house, and
wealthy.
Our neighbors had a 3-story house too. Like, we had like, you know, it was.
So you were living in basically Calabasas.
We were Calabasas.
You were the Kardashians.
We were the Kardashians, and so we had to like go. We all had like this block. We all shared a park. And so it was like,
oh, you shared a park. I'm sorry. We are unpacking the luxury and the wealth that Miss Peru grew up with. Wow, we learn something new every day. You shared a park, private park.
We should no. But I mean, it was
no. But like, and I don't mean private just for your family. I mean private for your neighborhood.
Well, there was a security guard, yes.
Oh, so there was security at the park.
But the thing is, like, we're talking
interesting.
We're talking about luxury in a developing country. We're not talking luxury in America with white money. Like, we're talking about like. Yeah, did we have a maid sometimes? Yes. Like, did we all share a park in this block? Yes. But it was also like Peru, so like it wasn't like luxurious, you know, it's just the way it was.
We cut to photos.
Did my dad,
it's literally like
well, I think I've shared, oh no, did I not share like my birthday photos from when I was, because I haven't thrown like a bash like the one by the time this goes up,
the party will happen.
Bash would have, and it was so much fun. Nick got so wasted, got home. This is a prediction. I'm predicting right now what's gonna happen with Nick. Nick's gonna go home by midnight, gonna get himself some Popeyes and walk all the way home. That's my prediction.
I don't think I'm gonna walk home. I think tomorrow I'm gonna swallow my pride and probably just get an Uber home, because like I'm gonna get drunk.
You and also
well, I'm not gonna. I think the latest.
You want to wait for certain people to come out.
I think because I want to celebrate my sister. I have to work brunch the next day at 9 a.m. so I can't be out like too crazy. But like I think maybe the latest would be like 1:30.
Oh, cute! I love that for you. Actually, I'm very proud of you. So let's see what ends up happening. I'll post about this on social.
We'll see. But everyone at work has been talking about wanting to get me like really, really drunk. I know. Multiple people have come up to me and they're like, "We cannot wait."
Listen, no mean to brag, like I'm talking about my childhood, but I mean this party.
I mean, continue, girl. You've been.
This party has turned into like really like the party of the fucking like year so far. So we'll see. Watch, nobody comes tomorrow.
You're like, where is everybody? You get a string of texts like, "So sorry, I couldn't make it."
I know. Imagine. I mean, hey, the RSVPs are up there, so we'll see. But we, my dad was the general manager of a 5-star hotel in Peru for a certain period of time, and so all of my birthday parties would be at the hotel. And so like even though like I was a bullied, you know, like fag kid,
everyone wanted to go.
Everyone. So I was like I think I talked about this previously.
I think you did.
But we all, you know, we always like a DJ. There was like a hot tub in the pool, and you know, like it was like a long ass table for all my friends just eating food. So I have good memories of birthdays. Which are like very specific moments amongst the chaos and sadness and trauma that I lived growing up in Peru. But I do have, you know, moments of happiness. So I hope that this birthday bash that happens tomorrow, or happened this last Saturday for all of you listening, is going to be like a renaissance. Again, I guess repeated pun.
Well, it's not a pun.
Or
callback. It's
a callback to the pun.
A reference
to the pun. Because wow, we're gonna have to cut that silence.
I don't know if that was necessarily would be.
That is a pun, like as a renaissance or like a double entendre, maybe. No, double entendre is sexual. I'm so sorry. This is a hyperbole.
Let's look up the definition of a pun, mama.
A pun is like you using a word. You know, I know how to make a pun. But I
mean, I guess not. If you can't.
Wait, now we need to know exactly the definition. What?
Just Google pun definition.
Pun.
See, that's how you know. That's how you know you're not Gen Alpha.
But girl, I'm Alpha. A joke exploiting the different possible meanings of a word, or the fact that there are words which sound alike but have different meanings.
So that's not a pun.
No, I did the former, which is exploiting the different possible meanings of a word. we were previously we were talking.
You were
about,
using it the same way that Beyonce used it.
No, I was using it in the context of what it means, but then it ended up being a pun about the name of the album, Beyonce's album. So I was referring to a word, but then it was a pun because I was like, it's Beyonce's.
Are the townspeople following? I don't know if they are.
Any
I'm trying to connect it in my head, and I'm like, okay.
Any English majors?
I'll let you have it since it's your birth week.
Wow.
No, it just made me think, you saying that you had your birthday at a hotel. I've only ever had one huge birthday party in my life, and I had it at a hotel, but it was because I won a coloring contest.
Of course, you and your crafts.
My mom had a like college reunion like this one summer, and like she like brought me and my sisters with her because it was like at this hotel. Like,
what was your mom's degree?
Marketing, I believe.
Oh, well, the apple fell far from
like,
the tree on
like
that
media,
one.
maybe it's like communications or whatever. She worked for a really long time as like a recruiter for universities. But anyway, so she like had a reunion, and they were all staying at this hotel, and like when we got there, they had like this like coloring contest for kids, and like, oh, if you win, like you get to have like a free birthday party here, blah blah blah.
Oh, cute.
So then anyway, I did it. Won, mind you, where my mother had her reunion. We don't live in that town. Like it's like 2 hours away.
What was the coloring? Do you remember the drawing?
It was like it was a coloring book page, and you just had to fill it in, and I like filled it in. I was like, I've always been really like a perfectionist.
Crafty too.
Yeah, but
I
also
was gonna say that.
I'm just like, I like colored everything like the way it was supposed to be. Like mind you, like my younger sister was like scribbling all over it, like outside of the lines, and I would get pissed off if I ever like
really detail oriented.
Yes, I would blend colors.
Wait, I want to show everyone what Nick gifted me for my birthday.
Well, no, we'll circle back to that. But so then anyway, so I won, and so then I had to have my birthday party at this hotel. Mind you, none of my friends are going to travel 2 hours to go to this hotel to celebrate my birthday. So it was literally all of my mom's college friends who still live in that town with like their kids who I did not know. And I had to celebrate my birthday with all of them. And
you were like,
and they had like a water park. It was a water park, like
cute.
whatever. But it was fun, whatever. And I remember getting like, at the time, I had asked for a Nintendo DS. That was the gift that I really, really wanted. And then I had like my birthday hadn't passed yet. Like this party was before my birthday. And then I remember one of my mom's like close friends, like for my gift that I opened, it was like a game for the DS. And I was like, I don't have this. And I was like, oh my God. And I like literally like felt so bad because I was like, she doesn't know. I was like, oh, girl, I don't have that. And my mom was like, well, you don't know what you're getting for your birthday. And I was like, ah! And then
she like drove out of the party to just go.
No, and I know she was like calling my dad, being like, fuck.
Go fucking get it right now.
Go buy it. Go fucking buy it. No, they took
a credit card.
They took my ass to Walmart, and then I got to pick which one I wanted.
That's sweet.
I got the white one.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
I would have gotten there was like an aquamarine one.
That was like the 3DS. Cause
oh wow.
I think like when I got mine, the only two color options were white and black. So I got the white one. My sister got a black one for her birthday, and then we were obsessed. I play. Oh my God, the games I would play on that shit. Anyway,
wait, let's look at this. Okay, so everyone, as a testament to how crafty Nick is, he's talked about sewing his own stuff on the pod before, but he sewed me something for my birthday. When I first got it and I saw the back, I thought he had got me an article of clothing, which I also love, and like I like skirts too. But then it was so funny because I was like, "Oh my God, outfit!" And he goes like, "No, you idiot! Like, open it." And it's a tote bag, but made out of it's like a repurposed tote bag made out of a pair of jeans.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so cute.
Yeah, that's the bag for visual learners. We'll flip it around, show the fun part, the front.
Look.
And then it has working pockets in the front.
Pockets with your poppers and your keys.
And it's got working belt loops. You can put a belt on it if you feel like it.
Honestly, if anyone wants to like, get something custom from Miss Nick, hit her up.
Yeah, I like do it every now and again. I literally, before I got here, I went over to my friend Avery's because she had me alter some clothes for her. And then I like brought them over for her to try on and everything, and she put them on and they looked so cute. I was like, honestly, like she had this suit that she like wanted the skirt. It was like an 80s like kind of like skirt suit set that's like this like powder blue, and the skirt was like really, really long, and it just like it looked very dated, and she was like, I just want it to be like a mini skirt, and I was like, okay. So then like I hemmed it for her and everything, and then she put on the full suit like today, and it looked so chic, and I was like, damn bitch, I did that. I just hemmed it, but like I was like,
no, it's an actual skill set, you know, like what you have is like something that not many people have.
Well, and I will say, when I was working on it like this whole past weekend, I was like doing all my sewing projects, and I literally had like I watched the movie Black Narcissus while I was sewing, and it like I was watching like basically like classic movies the whole day, just like sewing, and I felt like such
yeah. At work, you were watching a bunch of black and white movies, so I was like, this bitch.
I've really been into like the 40s and 50s and like early 60s.
Yeah.
Right now when it comes to film. But anyway, I felt like such a like a housewife. I was like, I got the Turner Classic Movies on. I'm doing my sewing. I'm sewing on some buttons, making some clothes, altering some shit for the kids, doing some hems. And then I was like, oh my god, I'm so domestic.
So domestic, but thank you for that. It's a really cute gift, and it comes from the heart. I love that. Speaking of the visual learners, let's just, before we go into like our, well, did you have a town hall or
well, I just wanted to talk about the
okay, because you also had a town hall topic suggestion, I remember.
Right, because we did reach out to the townspeople, for everyone who follows on Instagram.
And by the way, once again, we're recording on my place. Visual learners, let's demystify this once and for all, because I really want to know if this is, I mean, no harm feelings, no hard dick feelings.
Girl, just get the words out.
We have been noticing that the videos that happen at Nick's room get like exponentially more views than the ones that happen here at my place.
Just be honest, is it because I have a cuter apartment?
Well, let's be honest, you guys haven't seen the rest of my apartment, and I do have a great apartment, but I will say
my apartment's cuter.
I don't know if your room is, the visual learners just feel more stimulated by it, or is it because y'all can see our feet, which, trust and believe, our very first few episodes, that was the hot topic from the townspeople.
Oh, everybody loved the feet pics.
Everyone wanted food fucking videos, food pics. So we will honestly do whatever it takes to like get more traffic, especially on videos, because as we said, we just want to keep growing. We're a little bit plateauing, but if that means recording like solely at Nick, for like for those of you who prefer to see us there, let us know, because we'll do it. And
that makes it so much easier for me, so I don't have to take the train for an hour all the way.
Yeah, and that also will make it easier for me, because then sometimes I'll be like, I'll commute it so you can edit.
Wow.
Anyway.
No, I was just gonna say, on my way here, my little town hall, because I didn't have sex this week. But on my way here, there was a gay man. I think he was gay. He looked gay. Who was like checking me out. He was like an older daddy.
Surprise.
He like had like a very like. He like he looked at me, and then he was like standing in the door at first, and he had like glasses, and he had like a very gay haircut, and then he.
What is a gay haircut? Fade, long on top,
it was
short on the side.
Yes, it was that, and then he had like really thick like rim, like black rim glasses, and then he had like he went to La Labo, so he like stocked up mama, and so I was like, okay, so he got money.
Yeah, I would have been like, hey.
Oh no, and so then he like looked at me, and I looked at him. I was sitting, he was standing in the door, and then next thing I know, he like pulls out a little comb and just starts combing his like mustache.
Okay, I'm done with that.
No, I was like kind of into it. I was like he's just like trying to make sure that he looks good.
Yeah, but do it in a less pretentious way. Just like go like this, you know, when guys go like this, you know, like
the way that he went about it didn't feel pretentious. He just like went whatever, and then the train got really busy because everyone's getting off of work around this time, and so like it was really filling up. So then he kept moving closer and closer to me, and so until finally he was like standing like literally right in front of me with his like bag or whatever, and I could tell that he was like looking at me, and I was like catching glances every now and again, and I was like, oh my god. Then I saw that he had a wedding ring, and then I was like, oh,
you can look.
I was like, yeah, he can look. I was like, he's probably open. He looks like he would be. But then
we've discussed this.
But then I lost interest after I saw the wedding ring. I was like, I'm like not into couples.
That makes me harder.
No, I'm not into couples right now. And then as soon as like I like saw that, I kind of like, I wasn't like as engaging. And then like 2 stops later, he fully just like turned his body away from me because he could sense that I like wasn't into it anymore.
Well, he kept looking at you?
Yeah. And then I was just kind of sitting there like not looking at him after like I'd been like,
what was the look again?
Me? My look? I was like...
No, the disinterested one.
Oh, the disinterested look is like...
Yeah, he probably thought you had issues.
Well, speaking of issues, there was a woman who checked me out.
Oh.
And listen, if we're being completely honest, this leads into a story that it reminded me of from college. But if a woman ever checks me out, it's always the same type of girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're nerdy, probably a little autistic.
Not Nick getting canceled.
Wait, I can say that.
You can say somebody looks autistic.
No, I'm saying.
How would you know they're autistic?
Well, I was gonna relay it back to.
Oh, interesting. Wow. So the tables have turned, and guess what? I am not cutting that.
Anyway, because it ties back into this story that I was gonna say. But this woman, she looked just like you can tell when someone is like a little bit. I'm not saying on. When they're like a little bit, there's something going on there where you're like, maybe you're not fully checked into like everything that's going on, like using your visual cues. Because
pointing at you.
Because
I'm pointing at you.
Because we have painted nails. We have. I'm wearing a Madonna t-shirt.
What a stereotype. Wow. So just gay people can wear Madonna t-shirts and paint their nails.
No, but what I'm saying is I give faggot.
You give fruity.
So anyway, so this woman like was like.
Sometimes people will get that inside joke.
Like 2 people.
Okay.
Anyway, so then this woman was like checking me out on the train, and I was like, girl, I don't have anything you want. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna give you what you want, girl. I'm not gonna whatever. And then I would because I could feel her staring at me, and I like looked up at her.
She just likes your TikTok, bitch.
No, she was too old to.
You don't know.
You know, I do know. My demographic is young. If you look at the analytics,
she could be that one fucking like 10% that it's like.
No, the way that she was looking at me was not like one of recognizing. It was one of, oh, I think this person, like she was checking me out.
Oh my god! Which, by the way, I did get recognized at Julius last night. To that, I don't know if they listened to me on a different podcast, but whoever saw me, hi, thank you so much.
You don't remember his name?
I'm really bad at remembering names, but
wow.
He was very sweet. So
I thought he said. I think I remember what it was.
What was it?
Wasn't it like Taylor or Tyler?
Maybe it was Tyler. It wasn't Taylor. I would remember Taylor.
I thought it started with a T.
Maybe Tyler. Anyway, if you're a townsperson and you're listening or watching, thank you.
Okay, so anyway, this woman was looking like she was in heat. It wasn't recognizing me, or wasn't like fan behavior. She was like looking at me in like such a way that I was
picture you naked.
No, and I looked at her and
I want to fuck that fag.
No, and I literally like caught her. I'm gonna fuck that fag. I caught her eyesight, and then she like did this thing where she was kind of like she like bit her lip a little bit. She was like, and I was like, but this just reminded me of in college. I was a junior in college. I was in the dining.
All your stories happening in college.
Oh, the most exciting time of my life, I guess. So I was in
college.
I didn't. Shut up. Just my sexual history peaked in college. Anyway, so I was at the dining hall eating my meal. It's like the second week of classes, and all of a sudden,
Chipotle.
No, I was in a dining hall.
Oh, but I know the NYU dining hall. They have fast food there.
No, they had Chick-fil-A.
Exactly.
And I would eat there. Trust and believe I would eat there a lot. But I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I was like, girl, my tuition already paid for it. So like, what's the point? You know? So no, it was a different dining hall, and it was like it was a standard, traditional dining hall. And I was sitting there, and I was just like, had my headphones in, I was eating my food, whatever. I was like in between classes, and all of a sudden, this girl sits down next to me. Mind you, this is an empty table that I'm sitting at. It's like a table for 2 people, and she just sits across from me, and she was like, hey. And I was like, hi. And she was just like, what's up? Like, what are you up to? And I was like, oh, I'm just eating. And this was the first week of class. This was the first week of school. And she was just like, oh, she was like, yeah. She was like, she introduced herself to me, whatever. And I told her my name and whatever. And I was like, oh, cool. And she was like, yeah, there's like a group of us. We're going to go. And it was like some welcome week event. It was for freshmen. And she's like, we're all going to go to, like this talk back. Like, if you want to come. And I was like, oh, no. So I was like, I'm a junior. Like, she's like, oh.
She thought you were a freshman.
She thought I was a freshman, and she was like, I was like, oh, no.
You were sitting alone like a loser.
And I was in a freshman dining hall. And she was just like, I was like, oh, I'm a junior. Like, I can't go to those things. Like, also I have class. And she's like, oh, you're a junior. And I was like, yeah, mind you, painted nails. Like, I'm giving like fag. I'm like fully like.
Jeez, did you and the painted nails as fag?
No, literally. And then she was giving. Unfortunately, she was giving that some things. Some things were not clicking up there. And I was. And she was just like, she just like kept being like, oh yeah. She's like, well, she's like, what dorm are you staying? Like, what dorm do you live in? And I was like,
Oh,
girl, I'm not.
Like single female in your
No,
ass.
and I was like, I was like, yeah, I was like, I live in this one, whatever. And she's like, oh, cool. She's like, well, maybe I'll see you around. And I was like, maybe. Yeah, maybe, girl. See ya.
Oh my god.
She wanted it bad. She was like in heat. She was like literally in heat.
Back to Peru, in that neighborhood where I had the same experience with a girl who was, and it was so funny because her name was Stephanie. Stefanie, Stephanie. And she was like the hot girl of the neighborhood. Like everyone wanted to date her, but she somehow like got a crush on me.
That's crazy because it's only the nerdy ones that are into me.
Oh, she was like the cute girl, you know, the all Peruvian girl, you know, in the neighborhood, and everyone wanted her. But we never like it was one of those things where like she was like in the park across from our, you know, like block.
Your private park.
Yeah, so she was on the other
Private park.
one.
Oh, so she was another wealth.
So she was it was like Romeo and Juliet, but you know, Romeo and
But Romeo and Juliet because you're gay. And you can't be together because faggot.
Yes, Romeo and I wish I had been. I was Juliet in my head, but I was Romeo.
Romeo. Romeo and jizz up the ass.
Jizzliet.
Romeo and Jizzliet.
Yeah, I am. We're so stupid. That has to be a title. Yep.
No, but the other one was funny too. Whatever.
But it's a simple story, but it was so funny because all the boys, like, we would all hang out, and like she would come out of her door, like she wouldn't hang out with us, like she was part of a different circle. So like she would come out, and they would be like, oh my gosh, Stephanie, like in the fucking like in fucking Greece.
You hung out with straight dudes.
Girl, I wasn't even out, bitch. Like it was me.
Well, girl, I don't. They couldn't tell.
Oh. Well, I mean, I'm sure they could, but I mean, I was still part of the neighborhood, you know, like, and I was still cool. Like, listen, I've even today. Oh, sorry, I just spat all over there.
Wow.
Sorry, I got to turn down. I was like, oh, that story really got me hot. I was like,
I need to leave.
But like, even to this day, like, people can sense all the wrong, weird, bad things about me, and I'm still fucking popular. People just can't help it. They're just like, we kind of have to hang out with Peru because he's crazy. He's fun. And I am a leader. Anyway.
Okay, alpha male.
I know. So it was like, I really hung out with like, it was Cesar, Miguel, Christian, his little brother Kevin, Stefano, and then Magali, who was Cesar's sister, and they were my neighbors. They were like my best friends growing up in my neighborhood, and like that was our crew. And then there were others that would come from like other parts of the like, I guess the residence or whatever, the area, and then we would all like have our bikes and whatever. So Stephanie was like the Juliet of the neighborhood, was on another side of the park, whatever. And eventually we started corresponding by letter. Like, we would just write each other letters. And she got it bad for me, girl. She got it bad. And I look at photos of me during this time. It was that kid. Everyone, look at him. Wait, it was him.
Wait, can I see again? Because I don't remember. That's crazy.
It's the pull that an alpha fucking has. This little bitch was pulling the hottest girl in the neighborhood, and she would send me, she was also a crafty girl just like you. Her letters, my mom has those letters. I think they're in my dad's house in Peru because she kept them all. She would draw elaborate like Mickey Mouse things that she would like trace out and draw and then write in pencil like all her love letters to me. We met once. We like became like pen pals.
That's something that I would do.
It is so.
That is like, she's a yearner for real.
For real. And we met once, and then we started hanging out all as a neighborhood, and then she moved.
Sad.
Love lost.
Do you know what that reminds me of? And I'm about to reveal something very vulnerable and very embarrassing on the pod. It's a story from middle school. So,
I don't know if I'm ready for this.
No, you're gonna be like, you're so fucking weird. Like,
well,
you're gonna.
I know that.
Well, okay. So how my how the school system in my town worked was.
How old were you? In this story.
I was 11.
Nick, that is literally the age that I was when Stephanie was up, 11 to 12.
Girl. So yeah. So
well, I was getting a straight girl falling in love with me.
Well, and this also deals with a girl. So I in middle school. So how the school system in my town works is elementary school is K through 5th grade, and then there was one middle school. So there were 2 elementary schools in the Catholic school system, and then we all converged when we got to 6th grade, and then we had middle school was 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then high school was 9th, whatever, 10th, 11th, 12th. So when I'm like, as I'm like a shy introverted person, so like when I had like my group of friends obviously from elementary school, but when we went to the middle school, all of my friends had made friends over the summer by doing team sports with the other kids from the other elementary school. So they had like met them already and like kind of knew them because they had like practices and things and like all that kind of stuff. I knew absolutely nobody from the other schools. So when we got to middle school, I was surrounded by all these new people, and like all of my friends were like hanging out with other people, and I was like, oh my God, I have no friends. Like it was like really kind of like, oh my God. And I didn't know how to make friends. Like really, like I had like, at the time, like I knew that I was like.
Your orange headphones.
That was 8th grade. So it was 2 years later.
Oh, wow. Oh, so it was weirder.
No, so then in 6th grade, this is like second semester of like 6th grade, like it's like springtime, and there was this girl, Becca, who love her. No, I literally love her because it circles back. But she was like cool and popular, and I really, really, really wanted to be her friend. And so we didn't have lockers; we had cubbies in like our homeroom. So it was just like an open like box, you know. And so I thought that it would be a good idea if I like wrote anonymous letters to her to like just kind of like suss out, be like, would we be good friends or whatever. So I would like write these and so I wrote these like anonymous letters to her, and like I remember being like so nervous. I remember asking my older sister, who's like 2 years older than me, like if it was a good idea, and she was like, absolutely not, that's so fucking weird. And I was like, wait, no, but like I think it's like cool, like whatever. And she was like, you're so fucking weird. And I was like, no. And then I was like, well, how am I supposed to get it back? Because like I would have a questionnaire portion where she could like fill in the blank or something. Like I put little games in, and then I was like, well, I needed to see the answers to see if like we would be good friends. And so then I asked my friend Mariah if I could use her, like say like her cubby, return it to her cubby, and she was like, I guess. And I was like, she was like, sure. And I was like,
Did
okay.
you tell her what you were doing, like writing it for her?
Yeah.
She knew Mariah was in.
No, Mariah was like in the loop. It was just the two of us. And so then she was like, yeah, that's fine. And she was like weirded out a little bit, but she was like, whatever. So we did it. I remember vividly, she got the letter and she was like, what is this? And then she like opens it and like reads it and whatever. And she's like, oh my God. And like, she was like in homeroom and she was like, oh my God. She's like, who did this? And she thought, I think it was a boy who had a crush on her, who was like trying to flirt with her. And then I did like maybe 4 of them. Like I did it like once, like one every like couple of days. And I remember she like the second one she got, she goes, oh my God, there's another one, and like all of the girls in the class were like freaking out. And then they like, obviously, because you could look at the list to see whose numbered cubby was who, so they were like, oh well, which one are you returning it to? And they're like, oh, it's Mariah. And they're like, Mariah, what is this? And she was like, oh, I don't know. She was like, I have no idea. Like I don't know why I'm like,
Mariah's a good girl. Mariah's like,
no, she literally was a sister. She's like, I literally don't know why. She's like, I have no idea how I got roped into this. And then it got to a point where like the second to last one that I did, I was like so desperate to get it back from Mariah because she like was put into her cubby, and then she like put it in her bag, and she was like, wait till after school and I'll give it to you. And then in the hallway I was like so impatient. I was like, give it to me right now. She's like, no, just wait. And I was like, no, give it to me now. She ends up giving it to me. Wait, Becca was behind us, saw it, and then she like then went up to Mariah afterwards and was like, was Nick the one who was like sending me the letters? And she was like, yeah. And then she was like, oh. And then she did not speak. Her and me and Becca did not speak for 2-3 years until 9th grade. We got put on the same improv team.
What?
And now she's one of my best friends.
What?
Yeah.
Wait.
I went to her wedding like 2 years ago.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then we didn't talk about it for the full year that we were like on this improv team. At the end of freshman year, she was like, okay, I just want to say something. And she's like, because we've never talked about it. She was like, you sent me letters in middle school. And I was like, girl, I'm so sorry. That was so fucking weird of me. And she was like, honestly, she was like, yeah, I did think it was weird. She was like, she's like, I thought you had like a crush on me or something. I was like, no, girl, absolutely did not have a crush on you. You did not need to worry about that. And she's like, oh, okay. And then we all like kikied about it. Now, yeah, she's like one of my like one of the only like 3 people that I talked to from high school still.
What?
Yeah, no, literally. Wait, I sobbed at her wedding. It was like it was crazy, but it was so funny because like I was like,
you're at the speech at the wedding, and you're like, Becca, it is no secret that we've known each other for a bit.
no, but it was just like so crazy. And then everyone, and I was the weird kid then in like, cause obviously the word got out or whatever. So then like,
Were you harassed?
No, not really, but like.
Well, you didn't have friends.
Well, no, I had friends, but like my friend group was so.
Mariah was just like. Listen.
My friend group was really small, and I was friends with the really religious girls. Which was like really
of course, because they like saw after the person in need.
Well,
like,
no, because I had been friends with them in elementary school, and then like they continued to be like really like Christian and like Catholic or whatever. But then where are they going with this? Oh, and then in 7th grade, the title of the weird kid got taken away from me because some other boy in my class, we had like school issued computers, but like they were like for the classroom, so like when we would only ever like use them for specific classes, we didn't get to take them home or anything. But some boy in my class Google image searched how to masturbate, and someone was sitting behind him and saw it, and they obviously reported it to the teacher because they're like, he's looking at porn.
What a rat.
No, I know, and
I stand him.
No,
that's me.
Well, no, and then he got branded as the weird kid all the way up until we graduated high school.
Wow.
And I was like, thank you so much for taking one for the team, so I didn't have to be the weird one anymore.
He was just a horny kid.
He was horny. Oh, he was horny as fuck, and he's living a great life right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's doing really well.
You keep in touch?
I follow on Instagram. I see.
You follow?
Well, I still follow. And he follows back. And sometimes he'll comment on like my TikToks.
Wait, I
and
want to
things.
see photos.
You'll see him and you'll be like, oh, I get it.
Oh.
You're like, I get why he's
Not
branded.
cute.
I don't know if he listens. So I'm not gonna say
okay
how I feel because I'm not gonna make judgments. Everyone's beautiful in their own way.
Cool, you just call people autistic by the way they look, okay? So today is the episode where Nick actually is controversial. So whatever. That's so cute.
But yeah, so just know if you write someone weird, like creepy letters, you could be your best. They could be your best friend one day.
Best friend.
Just keep trying.
Oh, or just be popular like me.
Well, and then I was popular, and then I was on. I was really popular in high school, and by really popular,
your school of 30 people.
My graduating class of 30 people.
Thank you very much.
Did I talk about how I was on homecoming court on the pod before?
Yes.
Oh, and there was a whole like government conspiracy.
Oh, this is episode 4, I think. 4,
probably
3?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, we spoke.
Anyway, we talked about it. I have town hall.
Speaking of well, I want to go into mine, bitch.
Oh, okay, go into it. I'm just gonna pull up the stuff.
Speaking of wholesome stories, I have a wholesome story of not the PG type. I did have sex this week, and I've been on a rampage. I've had sex twice. How could you? Well, you forgot because you blocked it out because it scarred you to know that I'm back in my sex era after 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's it. That is it. You got me, girl.
I got you, girl. Famously to two very, very hot, attractive, and great people. Nick has seen the pics, and he can attest for this. It was so funny. We actually showed a pic just right, but I mean, not because we're sharing photos. Again, relax. We're not sharing y'all's photos or anything. But when I was sharing a photo of not a nude or anything, just like a face photo of somebody, a coworker happened to see behind us, and they were like, "Wow, Peru!" And then I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean, wow? I score big. I'm cute too. I can score hard, guys. What's happening?" I got very pissed at that. Anyway.
So you got pegged.
So I got pegged. And I was telling this, and oh my god, I still actually have evidence. See, well, there is evidence. I'm so sorry. You are leaning in a bed full of cum right now. Because I forgot to, because, well, do you really want to, I mean, I literally was going to say, do I really want to get that explicit? LOL, this is the podcast to get explicit. I usually come doggy.
Really?
Well, when I'm really liking it. When I'm like, if it's just like a regular good fuck sesh, like I probably will end in missionary because I like to see the guy's face when he's coming inside, so like I can come.
Yeah.
When the guy knows what he's doing and he's like got control of the situation, doggy is the way to go. And like,
I only come doggy if they're bad.
Oh no, because. And also because my room, and I've been hosting lately, which is funny, but it's so funny. I guess it does make sense that most of the people that I fuck do have mirrors by where they fuck, because we're all a bunch of fucking narcissistic assholes. So
I don't.
So I would say like out of like 10 guys that I would fuck, 8 of them have like a mirror nearby. So I don't know if that's a trend of just like us sluts, but I would say a gay person who doesn't have a mirror nearby to get watched or watch yourself fuck somebody else, something's off. Something's off.
Oh, so there's something off with me then.
No,
So-
but you do have a mirror, and also you don't host.
I do host.
You do?
Yeah, but I haven't
What,
had
like in
sex.
1999?
I haven't had sex.
Well, I mean, but
The last. Do you want to know the last person that I hosted?
yes, we. Oh, who? Oh, oop! Who better not be fucking showing up from a party? I'll tell you that much.
I literally was. I don't. I had a.
That's the person who Nick went to the movies with and didn't pay for his coffee and paid for his own coffee. Do y'all recall that?
It was around Thanksgiving. There was. It was a whole
Yo,
thing.
do y'all remember? Because this is one of those things where we're just like, oh,
I had a dream about him the other night too.
girl, stop. Anyway, so I also so he was like, hey, like, I'm actually heading to the gym. I'm gonna shower, and then like it's gonna have to be a little quicker. And I've already had sex with this guy, and I was reviewing the photos, and it's good. And what I was telling Nick is that like he found this creepy, but I found, because I mean you saw the photo of his smile. He's got a great smile.
I will say he has a nice smile, but his mouth is big.
Yeah, but he looks like
He was giving Cheshire Cat.
he looks like the what you would picture like a lead on a Broadway musical to look like if he was like he has that face. He has that like a theater face. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but yeah, because they have to have big mouths in order to like get
Yeah.
the sound out.
Oh, I mean he's great. He's great. Oh my god, I'm actually thinking about it. I'm gonna get kind of turned on. So
Should I leave?
no, this guy. So he came, and the first time that we had sex, I noticed this, and this was the same time this time around. He had beautiful smile, but like he was almost like his energy was so positive and like so smiley that like when he came in, we were like catching up about things. We were like talking about like what I'm doing, what he's up to, where he's going, and like he was like finishing his like fucking protein shake, and I was drinking my water. Like it felt like we were basically getting ready to like play. It felt like we were getting ready to like do like a tennis match. You know, we're like catching up and we're like smiling, and he's like being really charming, and I can see like sparks coming out of the sides of his fucking like face because he's like so charming and a beautiful smile. He's so good. And then he stopped by the CVS to get lube because he was like, "Hey, do you have lube and poppers?" And I was like, "I got poppers, but I don't have lube."
Wait, speaking of, we should get poppers before we go to.
Well, I'll bring some. I'll bring my own.
Well, but I want to get some because I'm out.
Okay, we'll get them in Hell's Kitchen. But I had the proof from the scene of the crime. He got this
Wet.
wet lube that just is like an emergency lube, but he didn't get the cheapy one. He got the good one. He got the
For you to keep?
No, he took it, but he left the box. It's from.
You don't have lube?
No, I famously don't carry lube.
Oh.
Listen, I don't jerk off with lube.
I don't
first and
either.
foremost. I don't need it. I'm also uncut, so like it. I've heard that like, for cut people, like it's harder for them to generate their juices. You know, like their wetness or whatever. But when you're cut, like it's not that hard to generate your own like wetness. Does that make sense? Have you ever heard this?
No.
You never heard that?
I mean, I jerk off dry.
Well, what I mean is like when you're uncut, like it's it's easier to retain the moisture and like lube up your own dick. Whereas if you're cut, like there's nothing to hold the moisture.
Oh, but I don't
when
even.
you're starting to get wet.
Well, I don't even have moisture when I'm jerking off.
You don't?
No, I just do it dry.
I mean, I develop my moisture when I'm jerking off.
I mean, if I'm really turned on, I'll pre-cum.
You are weird.
If I'm really turned on, I'll pre-cum a little, but like,
Yeah.
don't, like it's not. But that's if I'm like really, really turned on.
Listen, like, and we all have our own like jerking off habits. Like, people jerk. Whenever you're like fucking a guy, you see how their jerk off is, and it's so funny the way some guys like jerk off. Like, some guys do this thing where like the hand is inverted and they're like pulling it like this.
Oh yeah.
Or some guys like do it like really quickly at the top. Or some guys like do like slow strokes. So like, there's so many different styles of jerking
and then it's
off.
also so strange when they try to jerk you off the way that they
Oh,
jerk
because
themselves off. And then it's like, oh, that's
Oh.
not doing it the way I need you to do, babe.
Mama, and we've said this time and time again, but like when you're jerking somebody off, ask them how they want to be jerked off. Don't just like either like jackhammer it or just like do like slow strokes.
Don't
like,
well, you don't have to ask. You can just be like, oh, does that feel good? Just like check in.
yeah, do you like this? Is this good? You know, like, because sometimes also some of these guys be like doing it. I'm like, if you want to even touch me down there, like, you better lube up your hand.
Well, my dick is I'm really sensitive down there. Like and so like sometimes when they try to jackhammer it while they're like fucking me, I'm like, okay, that's too much. Like, you're doing way too much. Like, you gotta like chill.
When they try to do it, you mean?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. No. So like I'll take care of my own. But anyway, he went to the CVS, which is always like, I always love it when the top is like, you know, like Like, for example, like a few months ago, this guy was just like, well, I don't have any lube, so I guess we'll just have to. And I was like, well, there is stuff nearby you could go get lube for. So this guy was being such a gentleman. I'll call him Smiley Guy. Smiley Guy was such a gentleman. Like, he was like, oh, you don't have any? Great. I'm going to stop at the CVS to get some, because that's what a fucking gentleman does. So he stopped by. He came in here. Oh, my God. It was so good. He was the kind that, like, likes to, like, throw you around the bed. But he's doing it while he's, like, doing his, like, Broadway smile. So he's, like,
I don't know if I'd be into
ass.
that.
But, I mean, he's not smiling the entire time, but he would be like, oh yeah, like he liked to be called daddy, and like I'll be like, yeah, daddy. He was like, oh yeah, you like that, and like he was eating my ass, and I like to I knew that he liked me to wear a jockstrap, so I wore a jockstrap, which I never do, and that means I really like you, because I don't like to wear a jockstrap. I don't think my butt looks good in a jockstrap.
Yeah, I wish if I have a jockstrap, but I just wear it to the gym, and like I don't like to wear it. Well, because what? It's my workout underwear.
You actually use it for
what its intended purpose. Yeah, no, because I don't.
Weird. You are the weirdest person alive.
No, because I don't like how it like sits on my waist.
I don't like how it sits on my ass, which I'm trying to work harder at. I mean, I've been doing so much thigh and like fucking like butt exercises, but I just gotta do more squats with heavier weights, and I think I have the right person to help me do that. Anyway, so then like he's eating my ass, and then I look back, and then he's like, yeah, you like that, and then like he does this whole like Netflix like sexy thriller like smile. He's like, yeah, and then he like grins, and then fucking flipped me over, and I was like, and so then he was like, you like that? And I was like, yes! So then he took off my like jockstrap, and I was like, oh my God, the way we got undressed too was so hot. Because I like it when like one person takes one article off of clothing, and then like, so like for example, he was like, we made out for actually a while before we started having sex, which is always a good sign. That means the guy is really into you. You know, he wants to make out. And like he kept holding me in, he kept squeezing me. Like he was really buff, you know, which I really liked. And he had this like army tag that he wore.
Oh,
it's so sexy.
Not the military.
Oof. Oh, but I mean, it was just like aesthetic one, you know.
Oh, okay.
It was one of the fake ones, but it was cute. It was cute. Was it military? It was something square that looked like a military tag. I just thought of it. I was like, military tag. Military tag!
Are you okay?
I don't know what that was.
Take a deep breath. Those were short and quick breaths. Was not deep. Okay.
So then we're like fucking, and I forgot how thick he was. Like he had a great, I think he was about like 7.5, which was great, but the thickness I forgot. And then his dick curbs in a certain way that like when you're trying to like ride a guy who has like a specific curvature in dick, it's harder to like get the right bounce. So when I was trying to do it, I actually slid down too quickly. So, you know, like I'm trying to be sexy, and I'm like, yeah, like lay down, and I'm like, you know, I'm trying to sit on it. But then like in the efforts of me trying to be smooth, which I actually was, I like sat down on him too quickly, and then I was like, like
you feel the fissure. You feel the fissure forming.
You know what that feels like when it's just too quick.
Yes, 100%. Almost every time I have sex.
It's so funny because then he saw it in my face, and I was like, and I was like, and I was trying to recover back to being sexy, and I was like, I forgot how thick you were. And then he was like, here, and then he like flipped me over again and threw me fucking like back, you know, missionary style. And I was like, all right, he wants to take charge. I love it. And he did. And so then, like I was saying, I like when a guy's doing the right work, like when it's going doggy, and like I have a mirror right here by my bed. Should I show this to the townspeople? Whatever. There's a mirror right here that's right by my bed. So then when I'm getting like pounded out, like I'm holding onto like my bed frame, and I look around, and I'm looking, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so sexy. So then I'm like, oh, it's so good doggy. So then he did my favorite thing. I don't know if maybe you've got guys do this to you. The porn move where like, okay, so there's like doggy level 1, which is like doggy, hands like fully supporting your body, right?
Yeah.
Then there's like doggy level 2 advanced, which is like no arm support. It's just your chest literally on the mattress.
That's the one that I do mostly.
And ass up.
Yeah.
And so,
back arched.
Back arched. And then doggy level 3 is if you're flexible enough, townspeople, to do this, like doggy level 2, and then you're like your chest is fully down on top of the bed, and your arms are outstretched, but your ass is still up. The advanced porn move is to like utilize something to support you by the side and then look up at him, and then you're like,
Oh, I usually just like if I'm
just like face down.
I'm no. Like if I'm level 2 or whatever, my arms out, I just turn my head back and look.
Yeah, but then you have to like find some way to support yourself to actually turn around. We're gonna have to do like a show and tell at one point. You know,
you don't need that much support. Maybe I'm just stronger than you.
No, I mean a little bit, because then I also want to be able to grab him too, and then like sometimes like he would pull me up to just like kiss.
Oh, my favorite. My I hate it when like they like pull you up and they're like, because you're in dogging and they pull you up because then they like hold on to you like like close behind, and then they just let go.
The huggy bear.
No, and they just let go and you fall. The amount of times that has happened to me. No, and I'm like, whoa, and I just put my arms out. It's so embarrassing.
You have to use your core strength, Nick.
And pass me the mommy juice.
Yeah, but anyway, so the part that I didn't tell Nick about, which was, you know, because we were having such a good rapport during sex, and he was really enjoying himself. And he was like, oh, and you know, like a top's having a good time when he's just like, fuck, I'm getting close. Like, how are you? Like, you know, he's like checking in, and I was like, I could have gone for a little longer, but then I was like, oh my god, the way that we were doing, he did this move. Okay, so then okay, that's bottom positions, right? I like it when the top does the move where like he's like this, but then he puts the leg up like that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I could see it from the mirror. Girl, like I'm fucking down, and he's like put his leg. Once the fucking knee and the leg came up, girl, I was like, oh, I was like, emergency changeroo of positions, because he's about to come, and I was like, wait, like I'm on level 2 doggy, so I don't have access to my dick because my dick is face down on the fucking bed. So I was like, oh my god, he's gonna come. So I was like trying to like rearrange myself to like back to level 1 so that I could actually touch myself, because I was like, I want to come at the same time because that's what I love to do. The timing didn't quite work out. He did start coming before, and I was like, okay, no worries. In case of an emergency, I just asked the top to continue and just continue fucking me after he comes, and then let me finish. And when I tell you, it was the cherry on top of an incredible banana split, when I was like, keep going because I want to come. He was like, please come. And he was like, I'll go for as long as you want. Like, just come. I need you to come. And I was like, yes, my baby knows me so well.
After you just asked like for what you wanted.
Well, yeah, but like some guys, like they tell you that, but like their strokes are not as good. Like they're just like clearly maybe they're too sensitive or whatever. But this guy was not. He was smiley guy was just like, all right, let's do it. Let's get you to come. Came. We were sweating, Nick, and I had just showered. We were sweating. It was so sexy, and then. It's one of those things where like we're like, tired from my workout, and so we both like, you know, like I just fucking like fall back down because I just came. He falls on top of me and like hugs me. So we're both like, he's laying on top of me on the bed and I'm just like down. And then I said, because we were talking about my birthday being earlier this week, I was like, whew, happy birthday to me.
Yo.
And then he goes, and then he starts chuckling, and then his smile, his fucking $1 million smile, he's just like, that's right, happy birthday to you. And I was like, yes. And he goes like, my birthday is not for like a few more months, but like I'll take this as a win for me too. And I was like, ah. And then tonight I'm fully fresh. All I ate today was pineapple, cantaloupe, and honeydew, and fiber.
I love cantaloupe.
Love cantaloupe.
I've really every time I've gone grocery shopping, the last 2 times I've bought big.
You've bought? Okay,
NYU. Wow. I wasn't an English major. Relax. I bought a bunch of cantaloupe and I've already eaten it all.
Wow. It's you know, it's about to be spring, fruit season.
Yeah. Okay, I have a request.
Before we go into the last the suggestion for town hall, like a town hall topic, let me just do shoutouts real quick before we go into that, so we can wrap up with that. Let's pull up the shout outs. Everyone, thanks for being present on our social media. We really appreciate it. Please keep sending. If you've never submitted anything or just feel shy or you've never tried, just do it. You know, we really want to hear from different. If you're from a location that we haven't mentioned before, anywhere in the world, let us know so we can add it to like a little map of townspeople across the globe. This is from Anselm. Hey girls, I wanted to confirm that the pod has successfully spread to Berlin in Germany. Ah! Yes, I love your podcast. I love listening to your podcast when I'm taking my cunty little walks around Berlin, and love how open and honest you guys are. You truly make this spring special for me.
Aww.
If you're ever in Berlin, let me know, and I'm gonna show you around. Stay healthy, you guys, and thank you for the entertainment. Townsperson Ansel from Berlin.
Wait,
Hello,
hi.
Berlin.
I want to go to Berlin so bad.
Girl, in Berlin is one of the sex capitals in the fucking world for gay people, and girl, they be fucking in Berlin. So when we go there,
Those uncut cuts.
juiced and ready. Yeah, you know Tim Kruger. I think
Yeah.
it's girl, Miss Tim Kruger.
I would never sit on it because it's too big.
Well, the way Tim Kruger likes his sex is like very much like, let's open this hole up, you know? Like, can I do that? Yeah, but I don't want to see myself like that.
No.
Does that make sense? I like consuming it like that, but like I don't want to be.
I watch his porn. I'm like, great, girl.
Yeah, I'm like, great, good for them.
He's hot. He's a hot daddy.
Yeah.
Would, but like, it's too big. It's like too big. It would be painful.
Yeah. All right. This is for Bryson. Hey, Peru and Nick. Just wanted to say I love listening to your podcast, especially on my hot girl walks.
Okay, we have a trend. We have a trend.
We have a trend. People love listening to the walks.
Okay, period. Come on, get your fresh air.
Steps. Okay, steps.
Getting your exercise in for the day.
Okay, fitness townspeople. Especially on my hot girl walks, people love staring at me as I'm cackling down the street. You guys are amazing, and just wanted to share that with you. So thank you, Bryson, wherever you're from. Oh, I think you actually might have told me, but I screenshotted it and maybe from Columbus, Ohio.
Shout out.
Yes, Ohio. Surprisingly, it's our first Ohio
Is it?
that we've shouted out. I mean, yeah. Okay. And this may be yes. Well, you have a topic too.
I have a topic to discuss.
But I do want to shout D. We can just do this quickly. Just address it. Can we please address virginity in your 20s? For reference, I'm a straight cis female, and I'm 22 now and have not had sex. I've just been waiting for the right person. Doesn't necessarily have to be in a relationship, but now I feel more anxious for my first time, like scared AF. I've only gave head before, so I suck a mean dick.
No, that's me.
Thank you guys. I love the pod. From Pensacola, Florida.
Okay.
Hey D.
I will say, as someone who my first sexual experience was just sucking dick, and then I didn't have like actual sex for like a couple of years after. I think, I mean, ultimately it's up to you. It's your body, your choice. Famously,
yeah. And famously, Miss Rebel Wilson admitted that she lost her virginity at 32, 33.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just came out on her book.
And Tina Fey, I think, didn't lose her virginity until like she was in her late 20s, like 27, 28 or something.
Yeah,
you know
so
what
honestly,
I mean? So it's like I don't think there's like a rush. Like you'll know when the time is right. Like if you want to wait for the right person to have sex with, then do that. Like I don't think like you should force yourself to have sex just to get that experience, because if you do that, it's not going to be good.
Yeah.
You know, you want to be able to enjoy yourself. You don't want your first experience to feel like you're trying to just like cross something off like the bucket list.
True. I will not disagree with Nick, but I will make an addendum to what he said, because nobody's first experience, D, was like, oh my god, that was the best sex I ever had. Like, your first time is gonna be awkward, might be slightly uncomfortable,
sure,
and perhaps not memorable, besides the fact it was your first time. So as a way of him saying, you know, like, don't put pressure on yourself, also don't put pressure on it to be like
amazing.
It's an amazing experience. Yeah, it is, you know, a big deal when you lose your virginity, but also it doesn't have to be the best, nor will it be. So
also,
as long as you know going into it, it's not gonna be like.
And virginity is a construct. You know what I mean?
And you know, and we can discuss that later. I don't believe that, but honestly, whatever virginity means to you, whether it is giving head or getting penetrated in whichever way, just know that anyone's first time at anything, it's not the best, and it's just a par of the course.
Yeah, and also don't stress yourself out about it either. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think, like, putting a lot of pressure onto that to, like, be like, oh, this is my first time, like, oh my god, like, saving it for, like, someone particular.
Yeah.
I think, like, you should just, if the time is right and you feel like you're doing it, girl, just, like, do it, have fun. You know,
Yeah.
Don't let yourself stress out about it.
Yeah,
I think
the weight is the most important. Don't put so much weight on it.
Yeah, for
Once
sure.
it happens, whenever it happens, it'll be done, literally, and you'll be like, okay, I did it. And then one last. Wait, hold on. Oh, I think that was the last one.
Okay, well, I'll tell mine. I don't know if you want me to say your name, so I'm not going to, just for the sake of the question that is being asked.
Okay.
But I have a suggestion from a townsperson. Someone responded, I have a long-term crush on a coworker. Recently, manager gave me my last warning, and I'm probably going to be fired in a month or so.
Wait, because of the crush?
No, I think it's unrelated.
Okay.
Should I confess my crush to him? I mostly want to do it to see if he thinks to see what he thinks of me. He's completely out of my league, and I just want to know if I even appeared on his radar. Don't really want to date him. Just want to know if someone who's an LA 8 would actually go for me.
Listen, this is, I can already tell you, Nick and I are going to have different answers to that.
Mm-hmm. You are going to say, I can already tell what you're going to say. You're going to say, yeah, girl, go for it. Just let him know. Be like, hey, I want to suck your dick. I want you to put your dick in my puss.
Listen, would I say that crudely?
Yes, you would. You would.
Listen, Nick has seen me in work environments, and he knows that, like, I am not afraid to shoot my shot without any consequence. It's just a coping mechanism I've had from, like, being so ashamed of, like, me as a queer person and as a sexually active and positive person. It's a direct response to that. So, like, I refuse to feel afraid and ashamed. So Nick could probably tell you right now of 10 moments in the last 2 weeks in which I've made not a bad advance, but, like, I've told somebody something direct. So for me, is if you think you're leaving a place, now the stakes here is that they're your work crush, and if we need a little bit more context, right? Has this person talked to you? How close are you with this person? You know, are they a part of your circle at work? Have they given you any inclinations that they may, like, reciprocate that? Or do you just want to tell them you think they're hot?
Sure. And I think also, so that plays into it. I think for my answer, I'd be like, feel it out. I would say maybe be like, oh, let's grab a drink sometime. Like, be like, oh, hey, like, would you ever want to grab a drink sometime?
Great medium.
Thank you. And then if
you don't drink, whatever.
Or whatever. Yeah, coffee, hang out outside of work or something. Maybe just, like, propose that as, like, an option. And if they're receptive to it, then it's like, okay, great. Either one, they're interested enough to be friends, or two, they're genuinely interested in the, you know, and they're into you. But then you can suss that out via the drink, coffee, whatever.
Look at us finding a medium.
Well, that's how I would do it. But then I would go on to, like, I'd go for the drinks, and then I'd be like,
no, honey, actually, you know what? Whoever wrote this, let me tell you, Nick's just being actually diplomatic right now, and he's putting on a face for the camera. Because let me tell you, I don't know what you're talking about. That's Instagram versus reality. Because let me tell you this, Nick, in real life, Mama Girl would fucking go through his last day not even saying goodbye to this person.
I'd rather go through a saw trap.
He would rather go through a saw trap, through bottoms, assholes,
digging through, like, a pit of needles, like syringes.
Actually do this, and I know that for a fact. So that actually shows that Nick can come outside of himself to give proper advice, and for that I commend you, Nick. I thought we were gonna fight this episode, and we didn't.
We did a little bit.
But to be honest, this is actually a very smart way to go about it, because if you're not gonna be, if you don't feel like you have it in you to be bold, to be like, hey, just, you know, like, I've had a crush on you or whatever, do you have this person's Insta? Do you have this person's phone number? The best way to, like,
slide into the DMs.
Yeah. Well, if you've got the Insta, and then after your last day you're crushing, do a Mama Peru and just fucking slide in the DMs and be like, oh, you're looking cute, or like, oh, so hot, or just an emoji of, like, the hot emoji, or anything if you want to be flirty. If you're too shy and just want to suss it out, even just as if him or them or her as a person are vibing, on your last day, like, between, like, on lunch break or, like, whatever, just, you know, be like, oh my God, I can't believe it, whatever, like, I'm leaving. And then somehow just be like, oh my God, oh my God, I'm leaving, but, like, we should hang out. You know, or something like, hey, like, do I have your Insta? Like, we should definitely, you know, like, we never got to catch up, or, like, we never got to hang out, and just say something that can open the door. Like, hey, let me just take, usually now it's just the Insta. Like you trade instas.
Sure.
No one's really trading numbers that quickly. I feel like a social media outlet would be easier.
Men be giving me their numbers really quickly.
And they should stop because they're gonna reverse Google you and fucking kill you.
Okay.
But I think that's a really good way to go about it. Just suss out, like, we should hang out, plant the seed, exchange the information first, so that then you can have that to go ahead and, like, you know, make a move or like suggest drink or coffee.
Sure. Okay. And I have one more.
Wait, what?
Well, this one is more general. This might be a little too open-ended, but someone responded, we want a Q&A. I feel like we know so much about your sex life, but we don't really know you guys. Love if you would share your journey, how you met, what you see yourself doing in 5 years, what you look for in a man, how to support someone who's wanting to come out, etc. I feel like that we could probably answer in like a whole episode probably, but like
Should we save that for an ep or?
Well, we could just say, like, I mean, we met through work, obviously.
Yeah, we met through work, and I think we definitely talked about this like 10 episodes ago or something, but famously, Nick thought we were friends before.
I thought we were friends before. I guess Peru considered us to be friends, but to each their own, I guess. How you met, what you see yourself doing in 5 years. I see myself being a critical, independent cinema darling. Mm-hmm. I see myself writing and directing and starring in television and film, winning multiple awards, Oscars, Emmys, Tonys. Eventually, because I do want to go back to the stage for a period of time. Within the next 5 years, I do think an Oscar is in the works. So I do think that's coming. We're writing currently a screenplay that will certainly get us that. So, and what do I look for in a man?
Oh, so not my turn?
Oh, sorry. No.
Oh, wow.
I thought I was going to list all mine off and then I was going to go to you.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to share the same goals as
so you're copying me?
No, I'm not copying. It's just the path for millions of other people on this planet. So,
millions?
Yeah, the only thing that makes me different is that I'm actually talented, I'm actually beautiful, I'm actually gorgeous, and I'm actually, you know, like meant for film, TV, and stage. But I am having my...
She's also going to go... She's also going to get on prescription drug medication to fix her brain, to fix her chemical imbalances that make her think that.
Yeah, and in New York City Townspeople, I did announce my Joe's Pub's premiere solo show. So anybody in New York City, in the New York City area, please come to Peru Flores White Savior at Joe's Pub, one night only, on Wednesday, May 29th at 9:30
They asked 5 years from now, babe. Not a month from now.
Listen, any true hustler and fucking like world star is always PR and promotion first. So I'm actually practicing. In 5 years, I see myself on a world tour, just doing like
sucking dick. That's a world tour of just sucking dick.
Tour. That's the title of the sucking dick world tour.
That's the world tour that I would go on. I really want to go to Brazil.
I don't think you would thrive in Brazil, to be honest.
You don't think?
No.
Why?
Brazil is like Hell's Kitchen, but all brown people, and everyone has a six-pack.
So you don't think I would thrive in that?
And no, you missed the Hell's Kitchen part. They all just fuck the same looking people.
Wow.
And this is coming from me. Like, both you and I would be fish out of water. I probably would get laid more than you just because I'm brown. So
you don't think that I'd walk into that gig and they'd be like...
And you know what? They could like Caleb Manning, the porn star Caleb Manning.
Yes, familiar with her work.
Caleb Manning. Okay, anyone who wants to watch porn tonight, watch, or you might have to pay for this one, but it's worth the money. Caleb Manning and Rain, the porn star. Caleb Manning and Rain at Raheem's fucking studio.
Oh, I see.
Type in Caleb Manning and Rain porn on Google. Miss Caleb Manning, bottoming, and she loves to get plowed.
I like it when she tops.
Me too. But, they like a white boy who like wants to get his hole opened. So
me.
Like, they would see you and be like, oh, this like Twinkie shy, just like bottom with like eager eyes and Shirley Temple curls who like wants to get plowed. And then they're going to have you in that room with 4 tops and you're going to be like, hi guys, so just real quick, I have hemorrhoids and I cannot get the fucking plowed.
So you're going to have to finger me before. You're going to have to use a lot of lube.
And please, no back and forth that quickly. And also gotta take it slow. And then they're gonna be like, no, well, you just want to use a hole.
The reason I want to go is because
more than a hole.
Wow, thank you. That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me. No, because if anyone's ever done astrocartography, which is like
this episode is
No, listen, get into the gig. So astrocartography is, so obviously astrology, you know, your birth chart, whatever. If you're not familiar, go Google it. But astrocartography shows
After you Google,
it shows like where certain planetary lines fall across different places across the globe. So like each planet has a line or whatever. So like if you go to a place that is along, like for example, like your sun line or whatever, like that aspect of your chart, like your sun is like increased because like you're closer to that, whatever. Anyway, the girlies who get it. My Venus line, which is like love, sex, beauty, whatever, directly goes over Rio. So I'm like, I'm gonna probably have really good sex there, or like all of like the Brazilian men would be like chomping at the bit to fuck my hole.
Yeah, and then the news would be like, white boy found dead by the beach. Asshole.
Fucked to death.
Fucked to death. The authorities found a hole that was attached to a human being.
It's literally just my ass. They found my ass on the beach.
Yeah, there was there was evidence collected on the site, including preparation H. An empty fucking jar of preparation H.
Girl, it don't come in a jar. It comes in a tube.
I wouldn't know because my household doesn't struggle.
Okay, anyway, the last question is how, what you look for in a man.
Go in like 5 minutes.
Okay, what do we look for in a man? Beating heart. and
that's the episode.
And a working dog. Okay, do you have a pioneer?
Oh my god, a beating hard and...
a hard cock. A beating heart and a hard cock.
Between a beating heart and a hard cock.
Okay, pioneer.
Oh my god, the sun came out again. Wow, just for me. I don't have a pioneer. Let me think.
I have a trailblazer.
Mm-hmm.
My trailblazer for all of my curly-haired girls is gonna be Miss Jessie's Jelly Soft Curl Gel. I discovered. Shut up! I discovered it. I went to Walgreens. I was like, I looked online because I was looking for a curl gel because I've never used curl gel before, and like all of these people were like, "Oh, girl, you gotta use curl gel because it, like, you know, it's good for your hair and it'll keep your curls and like whatever." And I'm like, "Well, I'm growing my hair out, so like would love." And so I did my research and I like found some things that I could order online or whatever. But then I went to Walgreens near my apartment because I was just like, let's just see what they have. And they have like a bunch of different like curly hair products, obviously. And I found this curl gel, and it was the last one there. It was the only one in like the whole aisle that like it was all gone but one. And I was like,
I understand what you mean.
So I was like, oh, so this must be good if everyone's buying it. So I purchased it and I've been using it. And today, this is my hair. So I didn't wash my hair yesterday, but I got my hair wet and I put the gel in, and then I didn't do anything today, and my hair is still curly and bouncy, and she's a little frizzy, but like she's cute. And like normally when I go to bed, not sponsored at all, but I live for it. I live for it because I've been using it for the last 2 weeks, and it's like I've noticed like a noticeable difference. Like my curls are much more bouncy; they're not crunchy. Like, because that's another thing. Like with gel, if certain ones can make your hair crunchy and gross, this one not at all. It's soft as puck. I normally when I go to bed, I wrap my hair in a silk scarf when I go to bed.
Real silk.
Yeah, I thrifted it.
Wow.
Thank you very much. So I wrap my head up in a silk scarf, and when I wake up the next morning, usually like my hair is like flattened or whatever because I've been sleeping on it. And then like I try to like get my curls back, but because I slept on it in a weird way, they don't retain their shape. But with the curl gel in, girl, we just get a little water on our hands, run our fingers through. They're back to bouncy and gorge. Miss Jessie's Jelly Soft Curls.
Miss Jessie. I guess I have two pioneers before we wrap up in 3 minutes. My first one is honestly anybody who, the townspeople who wished me a happy birthday. Thank you so much. I really did have, in an honest moment, a great birthday. I'm gonna by the time this comes out, I would have had an incredible birthday bash, my super sweet 16. It was an incredible time. Everyone came.
I will be calling the cops.
You will be calling the cops
because you are underage.
Yes, please don't rat me out. Please.
I'm going to. Your party's gonna be canceled.
But it's gonna be so fun. But also, thank you to anyone who wished me a happy time. I'm so happy to be here with you, townspeople. And please continue supporting the podcast. That's the best birthday gift ever. And the second one, actually, because this person at work left, a fellow employee that we have, knew that I liked a certain candy that he would gift me all the time, and then he showed up to work and bought the candy for me in like magnum size. So I'm not gonna name. Actually, listen, Sarwar's not listening to this podcast, it's safe to say. So to Sarwar, the employee at our place of work, thank you so much for gifting me. This is an Indian Bangladeshi candy that's mango masala filled.
You didn't even offer me one when I got here.
Well, I don't know that you would like this.
You don't think I would like it?
It's called Pulse, and it's it's called Pulse, and it's a center-filled candy with masala and mango. It's delicious if you like, like, I guess, quote unquote, like international flavors or whatever. Do you like masala? Do you like Indian food?
I love Indian food.
Okay, great. So I'll have you try this. But I mean, if anybody ever wants to mail me something or gift me something, please let me know, and I'll send you the address or PO box.
You'll need to get a PO box, girl.
Well, I will. And if you guys want, hey, do y'all want us to get a PO box? If you want to send us stuff from like your hometown, from like, your actual town, that'd be kind of fun. Don't make that face.
I'm not making a face.
You know what? If anybody is interested in sending us something from the town that you're a townsperson from, we've got listeners from Berlin, China, Poland, Ireland, Vancouver, South America, Florida, Ohio. Maybe they could send us something from like their actually hometown, and we can collect stuff from like different parts of the map. That would be kind of fun. Okay, well, Nick is absolutely.
I'm drunk.
That.
I'm sorry. It's just I'm drunk.
You're drunk?
Yeah.
How are you drunk?
The wine, girl. It's a high alcohol content. It was like 13%.
Girl, that's every wine.
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, then I guess I didn't eat enough today.
We've had 2 glasses of wine.
Oh, I'm drunk. I'm sorry, townspeople,
but we're gonna have to go because we're actually haven't even watched Drag Race yet. Are you gonna make it?
Yeah, I'll make it. I probably will just do like 1-2 drinks, and then I'll be drunk.
This is the person saying they're gonna rally for my birthday
tomorrow. Do you know what I'm doing tomorrow?
I'm gonna be drinking from 7 p.m. on.
Oh, girl, when I go tomorrow, your party, I'm gonna do a vodka martini with a twist, and I'm gonna sip on that for like an hour, and then I'm gonna do a second one, sip on that for an hour, and then we go to the gay club, and then I'll do like a vodka soda, and then I'll go home.
Okay, so by the time you see this, Nick is gonna be in the hospital because he's just
my stomach will be pumped.
So pumped. Anyway, please follow us at Pioneers and Trailblazers on Instagram and subscribe to the Spotify and YouTube. Please help us. We have reached a little bit of a plateau, so we need all of your help.
On Spotify, not on YouTube. YouTube we can continue to grow.
YouTube is growing. However, the thing with YouTube is that, like the views need to be consistent. And that's why we're asking you, if you prefer to watch us at Nick's apartment, we'll keep doing it because the views we want.
I'll host.
For once in his life, he'll host.
I do host.
I get it.
I actually haven't hosted. I've hosted one since my roommate moved in. And thank God she just.
Girl, we have to go.
Sorry,
we can't talk about this.
Sorry.
Next part.
My roommate wants to renew the lease, just in case anyone was worried.
Oh my God, great!
I know, I'm so excited.
So please continue commenting. Really helps. Share the videos, watch the videos, or just have them playing in the background while you do whatever. It really helps. On Spotify, put a review. Share it to your friends, Apple Podcasts. And
follow us at Pioneers and Trailblazers on Instagram and YouTube. If you're not a visual learner, become one. You can follow Peru everywhere at Hey Peru. You can follow me at Nicholas.Rose on Instagram, ClownfaceBinch on TikTok, and ClownfaceBitch on Twitter. We love you. Have a great week. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Bye.
Oh my God. You're so drunk.
I kind of am.